Cue the spotlights, shine them bright. Gonna have a brand new show tonight. With glitz and glam on the marquee. Perhaps a Tony nominee. Stars beam brightly, see them glow. Sell out nightly, SRO. It's time to applaud the Broadway Beat. Stars beam brightly, see them glow. In the footlights of a show. Life is sweet on the world's most famous street.
Tickets, please.
Take a seat
Cue the band.
and have your feet to the rhythm of the Broadway Beat. The Broadway Beat. Broadway Beat.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge, and welcome to Broadway Beat, our behind-the-scenes look at the very best of what the New York theater has to offer. This week we bring you highlights from the 22nd annual Easter Bonnet Competition, where over 20 Broadway, off-Broadway, and touring productions participate in this wonderful two-day event which benefits Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. But we start things off with a look at Billy Elliot the Musical, which is based on the popular film written by Lee Hall and directed by Stephen Daldry. It comes to Broadway's Imperial Theatre on November 13th. The musical continues to play to packed houses in London and Australia and is played to over 2 million people worldwide. Billy Elliot the Musical features a book and lyrics by Mr. Hall, music by Elton John, and direction by Mr. Daldry. We were introduced to the three boys who will create the title role in the Broadway production, and Elton John himself was on hand for a very special performance of one of the show's musical numbers. Here's a look at Billy Elliot the Musical.
I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control. I suppose it's like forgetting, losing who you are, and at the same time something makes you whole. It's like that there's some music playing in your head, and I'm listening, and then I disappear, and then I feel a change, like a fire deep inside, something bursting me wide open, impossible to hide, and suddenly I'm flying like a bird, like electricity, sparks inside of me, and I'm free, I'm free.
When I saw the film in Cannes, I was completely wiped out. I had to be helped out sobbing from the screening because it mirrored, in a way, my personal journey and my professional journey, because my father really never approved of what I was going to do either. So, and I have the letters to prove it. Why don't you get a decent job? It's disgraceful. Rock and roll is horrible. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. So I was always trying to prove something to my father, and this journey of Billy's reminded me of what I went through. And the story is so moving. My grandma was such an important figure in my life. And within the hour, as Stephen has said, we were talking about maybe doing it for a musical. Actually, it wasn't my idea. It was my partner, David Furnish's idea. He said to me, "You got to do this as a musical. You got to do this as a musical." And I thought the music in the film was so great. It was T-Rex music, and it fitted the film so well. But I thought it would be so easy to write because of the characters involved. And the Miners' story was such an important part of the historical fabric of Britain at that time, and when it happened, that it was such an easy thing to write. And it was one of the most joyous experiences I've ever worked on, because as Stephen said, we forged friendships. I knew Stephen kind of before that, but not very well. And I have to say that everyone who's worked on the show, from Eric Fellner and Working Title down, has been an absolute joy to work with. It's been a real team effort, in the greatest sense of the word. Working with the talent, seeing the boys come through, seeing their journey, seeing them grow up, seeing them leave the show, which is one of the saddest things you'll ever see. seen there last night when they get too big to play Billy. It's really very moving. And every time I see the show, and I've seen it a lot of times, I've seen it a lot of times in Great Britain, I've seen it in Australia, and now I'll be seeing it here. It never fails to move me. It never fails to make me feel happy, sad, and it never fails to remember, to remind me of the journey that I've come through as well. So I am so delighted to be able to stand here. I never thought when we had that conversation backstage at the party after Cannes that this would be the juggernaut that it's turned out to be. The most logistical nightmare of rehearsing 3 boys, 3 sets of girls. It's like Groundhog Day, and I don't know. It's taken over Stephen's life completely. He has no room to make movies anymore. He's just Billy Elliot. There'll be Billy Elliot catch-up soon. But it's one of the greatest joys of my life, and I'm thrilled to be here today, talking to you and being here as part of the Billy team. Thank you.
Take me up and hold me gently. Raise me up and hold me high. Through the night, under darkness, will come a day when we will fly.
Come on, son, get over it. It's all part of the gig. Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle. Turn on the old pizzazz. There won't be time to shilly-shally. Give it back, don't give it well. They wanna come out. Show 'em what life is all about. Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle and shine.
It's about a little boy who wants to be a ballet dancer. I mean, it's, and the community is facing incredible collapse and opposition, and the government are trying to shut it down and shut down that whole society. And this little boy, against all the odds, follows his little dream and somehow becomes a magical child for that community, the little, like a talisman, a little phoenix. And then all the hopes and aspirations of the society get invested in this little boy. It's sort of, I don't know, I find it incredibly moving. It's incredibly moving as well because the kids are so, you're asking a kid to do something so hard that's never been done before, and it's such a struggle for the child to get to be in the show, then to be in the show, and then to achieve the show night after night. It's a mountain the child has to climb, and I think you can feel that when you're watching it. You can feel the struggle and the hardship and the sheer sweat that the kid has to go through. And it's so heartbreaking. I find it heartbreaking.
Because it must be tough for you to find them, and then when they grow up and they sort of move on.
I know, it's heartbreaking. I just saw you talking to Colin. I mean, it's when the kids leave, it's terrible for them and it's terrible for us, which is why we keep in touch, and, we have our own little, post-Billy community of the boys that have left the show, and it's fantastic. They all stay in touch, but they become part of a family.
Keep
they have to go through one of the most difficult journeys, I think, of anybody in any show ever. And of course it's physically absolutely exhausting for the kids. I mean, they can't do one show after another. They do really need a day off before they can do it again.
I'm Trent Kowalik, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
I'm David Alvarez, and I'm from Canada.
And I'm Kirill Kolish from San Diego, California.
You guys were so wonderful today. Tell me what this experience has been like working on the show, getting ready to come to Broadway.
I'm so excited about being on this show because I just get to be with all my friends and family in my hometown.
I think it's extremely exciting. I mean, it's like I'm living my dream right now, so.
I think it's so exciting to get to be on Broadway and perform. It's just an amazing experience.
Well, tell me what your audition was like to play this incredible role.
Well, I went through 2 auditions, and it was really tough. The first one, they saw me at a ballet competition that I went to, and they called my teacher. So I went to the audition, and later on I got a callback. And then I went through a 10-day callback audition where all of us were at. And it was just a great experience getting to meet other kids from the United States and seeing them in different strengths. Like, I'm a ballet dancer, and there's many different kids with different strengths, like hip-hop and acting. So I think it was just amazing.
And what was yours like?
It was really tough. It was a lot of auditions for me. And I think the tough part was to mix tap, singing, acting, ballet, all of those things together and make the role that's called Billy Elliot. And I think it's really exciting and a wonderful, unique experience.
Now, you've done the show already in London, right? So what advice, talk about that and what you've told the guys.
Well, I think it's a really tough part because you have to sing, dance, and act all at the same time. But I love being on the stage, and I think if I had to give any advice, it would be have fun, and if you forget a line, people make mistakes in real life, so just cover it up.
And I'm free. I'm free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The 22nd annual Easter Bonnet Competition, which benefits Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, recently took place at the Minskoff Theater. This 2-day Broadway spectacular, which features over 20 Broadway, off-Broadway, and touring productions singing, dancing, and donning original Easter bonnets. The competition marks the culmination of 6 weeks of intensive fundraising activities, and several awards are given. This year's Easter Bonnet featured the return of 104-year-old original Ziegfeld girl Doris Eaton Travis. Since 1988, BCEFA has raised and distributed over $140 million in the fight against AIDS. Here's our look at the 22nd annual Easter Bonnet Competition.
Help is on the way from places you don't know about today, from friends you may not have met yet. Believe me when I say I know help is on the way. So open your heart, open your mind. No matter how you tried and failed, tomorrow you can turn and find that help is on the way from places you don't know about today. Places you don't know about. Friends you may not have read yet. Believe me when I say help is on the
Project Runway designers, do you have any advice for these contestants and their bonnets?
I say add rosettes.
You gotta use human hair.
Darling, it's for the Broadway community, so got to make it work together, huh?
And this is Broadway. You gotta use a little bit more rhinestones.
But above all, you have to make it work.
Make it work, make the judges go. Let's wrap it up for BCEFA. The bonnet must be great, cause it's 2008. We'll make it work. Make it work. Broadway can make it work. What's the one is right in front of you.
Hi there, I'm Eric Potter.
And I'm Eric Dean Davis, and we're both from Naked Boy Singing.
Our number today is called Off-Broadway Lament, and it tells the woes of the fact that we do 2 shows off-Broadway a week, so we have to have regular jobs. Some of us wait tables, some of us work as personal trainers, so we've expressed it in our number today. I wrote the number, and Craig Lowry and I designed the bonnet for the number 2, so we hope you like it. Buns, 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 buns.
Taking pictures with their phones, throwing up out in the lobby,
while I'm singing for my dinner.
But my resume says off-Broadway.
Brunch.
Hi, my name's Heather Wright. I'm with Spring Awakening.
And I'm Skylar Aston, also with Spring Awakening.
And our skit today is what would happen if the kids from Spring Awakening auditioned for Grease and actually sing the songs from Grease in the way that we perform in the show every week in a sort of perverse, nasty way. right?
Yep, I'd say so. And it's exciting because we get to do a different kind of genre, because we're kind of a genre-defining musical ourselves, so we get to go to the more traditional style, but bring our really edgy, angsty-ness, and hopefully it'll be well received. We're trying to do it in a positive light, so it should be exciting. And for you viewers, this isn't how I always do my hair. It's for the show. So FYI.
Talk about fundraising at the theater. I mean, you guys must raise so much money. Talk about how generous the audiences have been and what you've auctioned off at the theater for BCEFA.
Yeah, well, we've tried to become pretty creative this time around. We've decided to start selling props from the show, and we even the
script of the show. Duncan and Steven Sater autograph full scripts. We sold those.
Yeah, we still. I mean, we have the general the playbills and the posters and the programs, but we even had some crazy wacky gifts that we received that we just figured would maybe auction off with obviously the consent of the people that gave it to us. Hey, would you mind if we actually sold this? And we would give them a shout out at the curtain speech. And I know we we ordered a couple extra cast jackets accidentally, so we sold some of those. Really just anything we could grab our hands on that we think would be of interest to anyone else. And
also Leah Michelle and John Groff and Blake Bashoff gave guided tours backstage for a nice chunk of money for people who wanted a private tour with our three kind of principal characters. Took time after the show to do that, and our audiences were just really generous with just giving out of their pocket. We raised as much this time as we have for any of our collecting seasons, so we're really, really thrilled.
Summer loving happened so fast.
Met a girl crazy for me.
Met a boy cute as can be.
Summer days drifting away to
other summer nights.
Oh, well.
Okay.
I am Stephanie Clemens, and I'm from In the Heights, and this is our second year participating in the Easter Bonnet, and we have something really fantastic planned. Last year we did a spoof on Fiddler, and this year we're doing a little spoof on In the Heights, In the Heights version of Les Mis, and it's going to be called Un Día Más, and we're doing it to the music of One Day More. And our fantastic Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote it, and the cast has collaborated on some fancy choreography and direction. And basically, our characters will be playing characters from Les Mis.
Hi, I'm John Bolton, and I'm in curtains currently.
Okay, so tell me what you're doing here today at the Easter Bonnet.
Well, today I have the wonderful honor of accompanying Miss Doris Eaton Travis, the world's only 104-year-old Ziegfeld girl. We'll be doing a little singing in the rain, or as Doris calls it, swinging in the rain. And she's fantastic. 104 is the new 28.
So what was the rehearsal like today with her?
Kind of amazing. It was basically like, Doris, whatever you need, I will facilitate. And just, I mean, not only is she 104, but she's sexy. She's put together and amazing. It's I'm not sure I want her to drive me anywhere, but she's a wonderful, fantastic person, and I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love.
most fabulous bonnet presentation goes to Sunday in the Park with Joe.
And we should have belonged together. I have to move on. For me! For me! For me! For me!
And the winner of this year's Top Fundraiser Award, raising $277,740. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing company of Rent.
There